Hi, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind: house building in Barbados. What kind of homes are being built, whether they can actually withstand strong hurricanes, and what we can learn from Jamaica's Hurricane Melissa. Because storms aren't a joke, and resilience matters. First, let's get familiar with the common types of houses in Barbados. You will find chattel houses. These are the classic Bajan wooden houses. They are lightweight, modular, they are built on blocks rather than deep foundations. You also have modern concrete houses, and these ones are concrete block walls, reinforced structures, more standard permanent homes. There are also steel frame homes. These are making headway because I saw a report that steel frame homes are not violating the Barbados building code, and other designs which are sometimes hybrid, meaning both timber and concrete, wall and board, as some persons would say, or elevated structures. Chattel houses are part of the Barbados culture. They are portable by design. They were historically built so they could be moved. They are raised off the ground on blocks. Usually, they have a wood frame, pitched roofs, and ventilated designs. They are great for airflow. But the question is, how do they fare in big wind? Now, on the other hand, you have concrete houses which are heavier, more permanent, and generally stronger. But they're more expensive to build, especially if you want a hurricane resistant home. There are also the steel frame homes, which the local builders have defended, saying that they don't violate the building codes. Steel frames are good if you want something done speedily, as well as for prefabrication. But the thing is, are they strong enough for those super strong winds if not properly designed and anchored? Now, let's talk about Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica, because this is where the lesson comes in. Melissa was a Category 5 hurricane with sustained winds of around 185 miles per hour. That's extreme. And according to Jamaica's Prime Minister, over 116,000 buildings were severely damaged. Engineers and construction personnel in Jamaica are now raising the alarm. Many of the homes weren't built to withstand such a powerful storm. One big issue was that the roofs were peeling off because they weren't properly anchored. Also, in many cases, hurricane straps, which are those metal connectors that tie the roof, walls, and foundation, weren't used or weren't strong enough. The windows and doors, many of them failed, which increased internal pressure during the storm. And some persons are even now calling for reinforced concrete roofs to become a standard thing, especially for critical buildings such as schools, shelters, public infrastructure, and even the residential homes that people are building. So, what does all of this mean for Barbados? Could the home survive a storm as strong as Melissa? I'm curious to know as to how strictly do the Barbadians enforce their building codes. Does Barbados require a wind resistant design for new homes? Are anchoring systems like hurricane straps being promoted? Do builders and homeowners understand these risks? Also, is Barbados thinking about climate change? Because bigger storms may not be just a one time risk. Resilient building needs to be future proof, per se. Here are some lessons that we can learn, things that we can take from Jamaica's experience with Melissa, and ideas for Barbados going forward. Strengthen building codes by making sure that the local building standards require proper structural integrity, and that also comes with the implementation of anchors and hurricane straps, etc. Also, Barbados can promote resilient roofing by encouraging or even enforcing a mandate for concrete roofs where possible, especially in wind prone or coastal zones. Also, you can improve window and door design. For example, use impact resistant glass or hurricane rated shutters, especially for high risk homes. Furthermore, you can educate homeowners and builders. Lots of times, people don't know how to build for wind. Training, workshops, or simple guidebooks could help. Maybe even you could incentivize resilience, where the government can offer tax breaks, grants, and subsidies for building or retrofitting the homes to be hurricane resistant. Also, you have to consider new technologies, modular houses, aerodynamic designs, or even dome structures could be more wind resistant. Some letters in Jamaica are pushing for modular units built with hurricane resistant panels. Plan for climate risk. Make resilience a part of national planning, zoning, disaster management, and land use policies. Ultimately, it's not just about building houses, it's about building safe homes that can protect people, not just survive, but let families recover after a storm. So that's my take. Barbados is building, yes, but is Barbados building for the future? With climate change and stronger storms, you can't just shrug and say it will be fine. Barbados need to build smarter, safer, and stronger. Tell me in the comments, what kind of house do you and your family live in, and do you think that it can survive a major hurricane as Melissa?